Imagine me, a world-renowned composer.
Imagine me, a journalist.
A surgeon.
An astrophysicist.
A professional dancer.
Imagine me as a photographer.
Use your imagination.
The power of imagination.
For over 30 years, this team of people, community members, stakeholders, lay folks, have come together and say, we believe in this school, we believe in the mission, and we believe that these kids deserve the best.
I would have never imagined to be who I am today, and that just made me realize anything can happen from this day forward.
Right now, I can imagine myself playing any instrument. Like, you know, it doesn't bring me an instrument, I will learn how to play it.
You know, now I imagine myself, you know, being a journalist with Bloomberg or Vanity Fair.
The imagination here is so big and it's so colorful.
While a lot of people try to act like the arts aren't important in our community, the arts mimic what's happening in the community, and the community mimics what's happening in the arts. CSA, I think, is a place where over time you come to understand how important your art is and how vital you are in your community.
We embrace imagination, we embrace creativity, we embrace different ways of learning. And this is not your typical educational setting, and the thing that truly drives us is that spirit in the child.
Everybody here has a goal and they want to do something big with their life.
I think it just is all the things that I learned here about being creative and being yourself and being expressive in whatever you do.
Some people are just born with the talent, and here we're able to showcase that.
I think that CSA is a place where people not just find themselves, but find why they are themselves.
They not only put me back in track, but they led me to a whole new world that I would have never known about ever. I would have never thought I'd be sitting here looking all nice with, nice, decent clothes, sitting in an orchestra. Like, I didn't even like classical music. And then right now, I've gone to so many performances, to Clinton Museum of Art, to Severance Hall. I play with so many famous people. I have private lessons with the best violinists in the world. I would never thought myself sitting there ever. Right now, being in an orchestra, I can imagine myself being a composer. I can imagine myself making music and actually letting the world hear that. I can imagine myself leading the world, to something new. I had the oil, I was waiting for the right spark, to just bring that fire out of me.
It's just amazing, all the talent here and the drive that these students have.
Honestly, it brings out who I am, it brings out the music in me and my real personality.
Everybody here supports each other, so I wouldn't have as much support and I wouldn't have as big of a vision if I wasn't going here.
The faculty, I was actually really surprised by how much they really invest themselves into just the students and combining arts and education. And I was surprised by how hard they pushed us academically. Now I can imagine myself, I still really want to be a video game designer. That's my art choice, but I'm also leaning towards astrophysicist or possibly an English teacher because I'm interested in linguistics and the basics of language and English and also writing.
So the Friends become the pathway for organizations, individuals, community stakeholders to, in a very conscious and coordinated way, provide access, resources, and volunteer services.
It's the help from the corporations and the foundations and from generous benefactors that allow opportunities such as New Works, where you have dance, drama, music, you have visual arts, you have film.
If we didn't have the money to support the program, CSA would be a school just like any other school. It wouldn't be the same environment. It wouldn't have the same impact that I've seen it have.
Without funding towards the arts, I would have only had one view of the world rather than going to an art school and having a million different views of the world, but having this depth of education with the breadth that funding towards the arts provides.
Well, the return on investing in Cleveland School of the Arts, more importantly in these students, is that we're producing the next generation of critical, innovative thinkers. People who will change the landscape of this community, who will be positive, contributing members of society.
Ultimately, through CSA and through the 7 years I've been here, the main thing I imagine myself doing is coming back to Cleveland and just helping Cleveland build itself back up.
Come to Cleveland School of the Arts. Contribute in celebrating the success. Have your own story and be a friend.